You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Southland After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Southland After Show.
What's up, guys? How are you? Bing is for doing, and we are back here. We're winding down now. We're getting close to the end.
So
you know,
sad.
I know it's really devastating. It really is.
I think we should have a little memorial service.
Well, let's not say memorial service, but
hopefully there's the season 6.
Hopefully there's a season 6. So here we are back again for the official after show here on AfterBuzz. Of course, you know me, Nick Perdue, and my lovely co-host.
Hello, I'm Anik Dufour.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. This episode is episode 8,
yes.
Right? And it's called the Felix Paradox.
Yes.
Which is an interesting title.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and then because I didn't understand it when I saw it on the thing, and then as we got into the episode, I was like, okay, this makes a little sense. So
yes.
Whoever is titling these episodes, good job.
Writers.
Good job, writers. Good job. Good job. So we open up the episode, right? Sammy and Ben are basically loading up, right? Lock, stock, and they have the shotguns, and we don't know where they are.
No, and then Ben's sweating, and he's just and seems nervous, and we don't know what's going on.
Exactly. There's just okay, something's about to go down.
Yeah.
Right? Then let's just fast forward to the end. We still don't know what's about to go down because the way that they opened it, they essentially ended it with the same exact scene.
Right.
Which is a little upsetting to me because now I'm I want to see what's going to happen, but we got to wait.
I don't really think anything's going to happen. I think he's just waiting to see if they come back because he doesn't know that it's actually his partner that screwed him over.
Setup. Terrible.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's talk about that. So,
yes.
Sammy, okay, he has his kid, right? And so we find out that his girlfriend or the ex-wife, Tammy, right? She got a DUI, and there was empty bottles and stuff like that found in the car, and there was prescription pills and a whole bunch of a cocktail of just crazy stuff, right? So this basically is weighing the case into Sammy's favor, and so it's because he was talking to the lawyer, and the lawyer was saying that this is basically wrapped up, you're good to go. Right. So Ben, wants to make sure that the tape has been destroyed.
Yeah.
And we think it is.
Right.
Or
I didn't think it was destroyed. I think he's just keeping it. I don't know why he was keeping it.
Why would you keep this tape?
But I think it's he's not I want to say he's antagonizing himself, just keep watching it and watching it and watching it. I just find that it's he just needs to let it go.
He does. He it's something that's in the past now.
Right.
And it's kind of okay, we got through this. Let's not do it again, and let's just move on with our lives. And that's essentially what should happen. But, there's little things that go on that kind of make them see, okay, did I do the right thing?
Right.
Because I feel he's faced with
his conscience is did I do the right thing? I shouldn't have done that. It's now they're all blaming her for stuff that, not that she's a bad mother, but now they're all looking at her and stuff, was saying the whole DUI, and she lied, which she didn't lie because he did kind of put his hands on her.
He didn't beat her up though, but
no, but he did. Yeah.
But I don't know, because there's just little things that's just eating away at his conscience.
Right.
So when they stopped this lady, or this chola, I guess you can say, riding around on 3 wheels, right? And they pull her over, and then they see that there's this kid in the back seat, and the kid pulls out a gun.
Yeah. Because she's hiding her gun in the kids.
Like
See, who does that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then so it's kind of like little things like that, to where you know Sammy is a good guy.
Right.
You know, like for all intents and purposes, like he's a good cop. He still has a good heart. He has good intentions. You know, and then when they, you know, stopped this little girl who was at the chicken place, I think it was Church's Chicken, but you know, she was in the drive-thru on a tricycle buying chicken, you know, and then they take her back to her house and they discover this major dope. Like it's just this stash, and you got cash and weapons and a whole bunch of, this is like a major dope house, right?
Right.
And it finds out that it's one of these guys that call him, what they call him, Slew Face, or what was it?
Gosh, I can't remember.
It was not Coma Face, but it was something to where it was like Stroke Face.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew it was coming.
Because it looks like he has a stroke. Right?
Yeah. And you know, he was a major player. You know, they had beef and this and that and yada yada, and so he was calling him crooked. And Sammy really took that offensive. He
took it to heart.
Yeah.
Saying like, oh well, you know, maybe now I'm crooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to like realize yet that his partner is the one who's going the bad way.
I mean, I don't think Ben is crooked.
I don't think he's crooked, but what he did was uncalled for.
True. Now, you know, I think he's just trying to cover up his tracks, but you know, I don't know. Like I think he did go a little above and beyond, you know, like what needed to be. Well, no, I don't think he went above it. I think he got the wrong people to handle that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I feel it could have been handled in a totally different way, you know, less messy, you know, and it could have been something like, okay, like let's just, you know, sweep it under the rug and we'll just take the tape and yada 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 and it'll all go away.
Right.
Right. But you know, because his girlfriend now, you know, is living in the Vadio, right?
Right.
And so, you know, he has this easy access to these thugs that can go and, you know, make things happen.
Right. Her brother.
Yeah.
Who goes and actually he goes and he spray paints the like a gang name on like the wall so that Sammy can think it was the gang when it wasn't. Yeah, which would happen to be I just messed up his name already. Stroke Face. There you go. Yeah, it happened to be, you know, the guys whose Stroke Face is, you know, affiliated with. Right.
So now he's thinking, okay, I got to go after this guy, because you know they already have beef, so it's a logical thing, right? Now I don't know if that was Ben's doing. For you know, to tell him, be like, well, make it seem like it wasn't you. Like, I think it was. You think so?
I think it was. Because then he wouldn't have, the brother wouldn't have. I think it was. I mean, come on. Does the brother seem that bright?
No, but I mean, just to me, like, if you're just gonna go in and do it, I would say, okay, just go in and do it, and just, you know, like, don't make it messy. Like, you don't need to put all this.
It wasn't supposed to be messy, per se, as in what happened with the nanny and like the blood and stuff like that. It wasn't supposed to be like that. That's why I was gonna call him right. That's why when Ben told him, like, what did you do? Yeah. You know, I just told you to do one thing, but you go and like all of this just like, you know. Happened. It's like, what did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that he didn't really need to leave like a calling card, you know, saying like, oh, this is who did it. Like, he could have just went in and left, and there would have been a mystery. Right. You know what I mean? Like, he could have done that, but I don't know. You know, so we'll have to see how this kind of all ends up and how it kind of ties in. You know, so speaking about Ben, you know, we I'm sorry I interrupted. I was so disappointed in him this episode. Why? Because, I mean, you always I've always liked Ben. Okay. I've always liked him on Southland, and I just find that it's like, now it's just like, I can't trust him. He's a good actor. That's what it is.
No, but I can't trust his character. Like, I can't trust, you know, Sherman anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, not to say that Sherman's shady or that Sherman's, you know, but with these women, right? So, you know, with his girlfriend.
The girlfriends are now girlfriend.
Yeah, well, yeah, the girlfriend.
Right.
You know, so because he had a juggling act. Right. Right, and then so he met the teacher's parents, you know, and they were in a heated discussion about, you know, the gun policy, which is actually going on right now too. So yeah, you know, that was very, very good for, you know, what's going on in current events. But and he had his stance, and of course, the teacher's father, he had his stance and saying, this and that. But at the end of the day, I think it was just kind of like, okay, I'm just done. Like, it's enough is enough. I'm gonna cut you loose, because he likes the other girl, right? Elena. Yeah, he likes Elena, and he's like, okay, well, let me stop this before it gets too. Because I don't want the teacher to catch feelings, and then because he's catching feelings with Elena, she's doing the same thing, right? So it makes sense, right? But but at the same time, it's like it makes the way he broke up with her. What she did was completely crazy. Yeah, she's crazy. But the way he broke up with her, it was kind of like saying like that she was a bad person. Well, when it was not her fault, it was the father's fault and like the family's fault of him like getting in an argument, and then all of a sudden like he blames her for what the father thinks. I don't know. I mean, because I don't think that. Well, here's the thing, because we don't really know too much about the teacher, right? So we don't really know what their interaction is like, and there's no like backstory with that or anything. Right. You know what I mean? So like, let's say they go out on a date, or they go on a couple dates, and so like he kind of knows what this woman's like, right? And he's like, you know what? I don't like that. And then he meets the parents, like, okay, this is why she's like that, because of the way that her parents act. Right. And so she may not feel that she's like her father, but there's stuff that you do subconsciously because that's the household you grew up in, and this and that, true. And yada yada yada. You know what I mean? So I think that the way he did it, I mean, yeah, it was a little cold, but it was straightforward. Right. And so she was kind of like, what this is coming all out of left fields and yada yada yada. So I feel that she was just more in shock. Right. And that's why she kind of went like off the deep end. It was like, okay, I'll show you crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'll F you up type of thing. Yeah. 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 So I think that was just that anger, and her adrenaline was going. She's like, oh my God, like, did this just happen? Right. You know what I mean? Because they were like at a country club or something. Or yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. So she's had this life of privilege, and she's gotten things her way. So that's what it seems like. So she feels that this relationship is going well, and that things should go her way. Right. That's just my opinion. I don't know. No, I could see that. I could totally see that. I don't think we've seen the last of her. No. Well, hopefully we haven't, because I do want to see, you want to see Elena and the teacher duke it out. Yeah. Of course you do. Yeah, I mean, if it just happens to be a pillow fight or whatever, I mean, I'm just throwing that. And by the way, Carmen, I'm talking to you. Okay, the lingerie was amazing. I'm just throwing that out there. So if you happen to be in some more lingerie in upcoming episodes, tweet us, let us know, so I can pause it and enjoy myself. Now, what you need to do if you want to pause it and enjoy yourself, make sure you tune into iTunes, and subscribe, so you get AfterBuzz and all of your favorite AfterBuzz shows, and because it's one of the best ways to really rate and comment on our show, so we can read the comments, so we can see how we're doing. If you have anything for us personally, let us know, and so we can make the show that much better for you. Tell your friends to subscribe, your family to subscribe, put it on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And, give us thumbs up. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Lucero. Yes. This guy. Beast. Right? What's going on? I was like, oh, come on. But, okay, before we get into his family life. Right. He got shot. Or he got grazed. Right. Or he got shot. Right. Right? And so I'm thinking, okay, this guy is an animal because he gets shot in the neck and still finishes his shift. Yeah. Because most guys are like, you know what, I'm going to take the rest of the day off. I just got shot. Like, let me go home, relax. But this guy's like, nah. Patch me up. Let's go out there and let's work this shift. Right. And they did. Yeah. Yeah. So he's, in my book, Lucero is a tough guy. Yeah. But we meet his wife. Yes. Mm-hmm. What is that? I don't know. It's the first time, because he always says how like great of a chef, she is, and like what great of a restaurant. He always wanted to go to restaurants, so he brought Cooper to the restaurant, and then we meet her kind of like in the back. He's like, oh, she's really shy, and then you like find out that hasn't been there for like a year and a half. What is he doing?
I know.
Right? Like, where is he going? That's what I want to know. Like, where is he going to where he's not going home for a year and a half?
Did she kick him out? Did he leave? You know, what's going on with that?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a little like mystery.
Kids.
Right.
So,
and he missed the kid's birthday?
Yeah.
His son's birthday?
Yeah. So
he's not so much the family man he makes himself out to be.
Yeah. You know, and I think it's unfortunate. I really do, because, you know, now, but it adds more, you know, complex to his character, though.
Right.
Because now you're like, okay, well, what's really going on? You know, is there another woman? Is there another man? Because now that's what I'm thinking, too. Like, oh, my goodness.
You're thinking of another man?
Because you didn't think about with Cooper, right? When you first found out, you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody has their secrets.
Yes.
Right? And so, obviously, Lucero has some secrets. And so now it's like, okay, what is his secret? You know, what don't we know about this family man?
Why he's not living?
Yeah, living at home with his wife and kids. And then why doesn't he tell Cooper? You know, because even after they leave the restaurant, you know, because Cooper overhears what's going on.
He still brags about how great his family life is and how he gets to go home to that and stuff like that.
Yeah, he said that's what keeps him going. Right. You know, when he's on the job. So, but
it goes the same way for Cooper. Why doesn't Cooper tell him, you know?
But I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they both have secrets.
They do both have secrets. Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know. I like they need to, you know, like have a heart to heart, you know.
Right.
And
well, Cooper never lied though. Well, Cooper never lied about.
That's true.
You know, Lucero just plain out lied about like everything.
Yeah. Cooper hasn't said anything to where he's like, I like men.
Right.
But he didn't say anything to where I don't like men.
Right.
So you're right. He hasn't lied yet.
So hopefully we'll get that wrapped up.
There are 2 episodes left.
We'll get that wrapped up.
2 episodes left, you know, and then so we'll see. So they were at this funeral.
Yes.
Right? And some guy or some drug dealer, because I think he was a drug dealer, right? Or
right, because he's the one who killed Felix.
Okay, yeah, so he was like a major kingpin. Like, this guy had a lot of money. And so, you know, like most funerals, you're like, okay, I'm going to go out and get like a hearse or whatever.
Right.
This guy had a Princess Diana horse-drawn carriage with his coffin in it.
Right.
Like,
that was crazy.
Who does that?
He does, obviously.
You know, like he's royalty. It's like, who does that?
Right.
But, you know, when you have the money, I guess you can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right?
That was crazy. But you know what? Yeah, he went out with style.
He did. Yeah. And then Shaq, you know, makes a quick in and out.
Shaq.
You know, yeah, that's really like it really just made like a quick, because I'm thinking, oh, like Shaq, you're gonna see like Shaq arrest somebody, or you're gonna see him like
right. He just kind of said like a couple lines, and I was like, what happened with Shaq?
Nothing.
I was interested in seeing how he would fit in a Crown Victoria.
Oh yeah, you want to watch him get in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, want to watch him get in and get out. Yeah, at least could have did that for us. You know, like give us something. You know.
Right. But he said like something about what is it, Lambada or La Bamba?
La Bamba. Yeah, with the extra hair grease and Lucero's hair. Yeah.
Right.
So that was funny, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I just expected more from Shaq.
So did I. I thought he was gonna have a bigger role.
Yeah, I want to see him arrest somebody, kick somebody in the head or something. You know, like be like the big Shaq Diesel that you know.
Right. Instead he had like 2 lines.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing, but
it was. So, Lydia and Robinson, right? These guys are going head to head.
I know.
You know, and so this cop or the sergeant of their division, right? His son is a crackhead. Yeah. And he gets killed. Right. He gets shot. And so they stumble upon his body. I always say that, but no, crackheads stumble upon his body, and so since they're detectives, they go after it's it's been quarantined off and this and that yada.
Right.
And so they find out that he is the son of a sergeant, which happens to be the sergeant of Cooper's division, Sammy's division. So he's that sergeant. And then so you really see like this guy break down when Lydia and Robinson go and tell him that your son has been killed.
Right.
You know, and his father knows that, you know, like his son has made horrible decisions in his life, and, you know, they kicked him out of the house, and, you know, they saw that he was going down a bad path. You know, and so I can only imagine that they did try to help him, put him in rehab and this and that,
right.
You know, because they have the resources for that.
Yeah.
You know, especially working, you know, with the LAPD, you know, you have different programs, this and that. So, but, you know, I guess the son just didn't listen.
Right.
And so he's still out running the streets, and he got killed.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because he actually even said that he hasn't seen or spoken to him since they kicked him out of the house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how long, I don't know, like, if they said, like, the time frame or the timeline of, like, how long it was. But that's pretty sad.
Yeah. And because you can only imagine, like, what that argument was.
Yeah.
You know, like, it wasn't like a I love you at the end. It was just like, you got to go. And it's probably an argument.
Right.
And then son leaves. I hate you. And then, you know.
Right.
So you can only imagine, like, how he's really feeling.
Right.
And then so you saw, like, when it really hit him, he broke down.
Yeah.
You know? As any father should.
Yeah.
But, you know, and because you could tell that, you know, his son still loved him. You know, he kept the little Blue Angels keychain.
Yeah.
You know, and so, of course, you know, I mean, as a father, you're not going to never just stop loving your son.
Right.
You know, so it is sad to see, but Lydia and Robinson go on the manhunt now for the kid's killer. Right. And they find him.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And these guys, like, why are you just in the middle of the day just shooting off rounds in the air? You know, throwing, I don't know whether they're throwing discs or something in the air or
they're having a party.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
just
I know.
Shooting off, really? You know what I mean? And then they figured, okay, let's go into the party and, you know, blend in.
Right.
Right? So I'm thinking, okay, because they walk into this party, guns drawn, in the middle of the day, right? And so these people are thinking, like, oh my God, like, what's going on? They say, you know, we're here for this with this guy, and they go back, get both of them, bring them forward.
Right. I mean, did they were at the party to begin with, though, right?
I don't know. No, well,
I mean, you would think they would have known who.
Well, yeah. Well, they knew who the guys were, right? You know, because I feel like probably like in that community, you know how like a lot of people know each other, this and that. Yeah. You know, it's the very, you know what I mean. So someone has a party, you know, like your neighbor, like you know who your neighbor is, so you go over, have a drink, whatever. So it was probably that type of situation, right? Right, and then you know they go over, try and blend in with the crowd, and the crowd's not having it.
I know.
Yeah. So they bring them forward. You know, they get arrested, take them in, and there you go. So.
Yeah, and I like the whole, because it was like this thing where the whole episode was kind of like around, of course, Lydia's character, where it's like her ego, like always gets involved in like the whole like, you know, situation. Like with the cops, she's like, it's like she takes it personally type of thing. And she always has to have like, not the last say, but like she always has to, it's like she doesn't need a partner type of thing. I mean, yes, she does need a partner, but it's like in her mind, she thinks like, I don't need a partner. So then they had this whole like little argument, her and Robinson, about, you know, the whole situation, how, and he actually said, he's like, you can't put this on the kid's death and like the cops and stuff like that. It's just because, you know, your own ego and that you don't want to go home at night because you have nothing to go home to type of thing. And that was kind of sad because, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, she has Christopher.
She did, and I thought about that when he said that, and I was like, well, she has a kid to go home to. But
right. I guess she doesn't see it as enough.
I don't know. Well, you know, like she, I think she's the type of person who likes to see everything through. You know, like she likes to see it through till the end. You know, and so, you know, you saw that, you know, like the records were mixed up. So there's a couple dirty cops, basically, you know, who went in, took this dope, and then, you know, took it back out on the streets, cut it, booked it back into evidence, you know, but they took out just enough so that when you book it back into evidence, it still tests as positive, like this is positive for dope, you know, same weight and everything, and then, you know, just kind of fudge the reports or whatever. So when she went to go back and look, you know, she saw what these guys had done. So now Dorian's like, or not Dorian, I'm sorry, Robinson, I just say Robinson was saying, he was like, yeah, well, you know, if you want to out crooked cops, like, you know, like, cops aren't the ones to out crooked cops. Like, the ones who do it is internal affairs, is IA. Like, that's their job. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because otherwise, it's just gonna be like a big sloppy mess, and then you guys are gonna have this stamp on your head, and it's you know it's gonna be too much.
Right.
Right. And so I think that Lydia really kind of took that to heart, and that's why she gave the file over to Internal Affairs,
which is good, and
it is.
I'm happy she did.
It is, and because I feel like she's working too hard.
Yeah.
Like she's always working.
Right, because it's like she doesn't, like he said, it's like she doesn't have anything to go home to.
Yeah.
But she does at the same time.
Well,
but I guess in
does.
her mind she doesn't.
I mean,
but she's been like that, like
has.
all the seasons and stuff like that, which goes through with the partnering and how he says, "I know that I've passed my expiration point," which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
like, I know that I've passed my expiration point with you. He's like, but then he goes, "Well, I'm not going anywhere." Yeah. So like, tough.
Season 6.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's not going anywhere.
Right. So it's like, there you go. Tough luck. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good, and because I feel like she needs someone like Robinson who can, kind of talk some sense into her,
right,
and stand up to her in such a way to where like I'm not afraid to,
right,
like step to you and be like, listen, like this is what we got to do, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like a yes man, but I'm here to, I'm not gonna like just walk away from this.
Right.
Like you're a good partner, I'm a good partner, we work well together. Ease up.
Right. And then at the end, though, it scares me a little bit because at the end she does go and see her old partner.
Yeah.
Played by Tom Everett Scott.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, where is that gonna go?
But I think that's a little different. Because I feel like that, like she went to go see him, and because like the way that they're interacting at the table, that it was more than just like a work partnership. You know what I mean? Like she saw him, and like like it was kind of like there's always been this attraction,
right?
And since we were looking to do anything because we were working together, we were partners. Stuff gets a little messy.
Right.
Now since we're not partners anymore,
that's a good
available.
point, because then going back to what Robinson said about her not having kind of like a life outside, I mean, besides, Christopher, then that's kind of like thinking, well, maybe this is her way of saying, oh, maybe I can get a life.
Exactly. And because like what she said earlier, that the baby daddy, I'm gonna keep calling him the baby daddy,
right,
didn't do anything at Pink's. Like she was like, yeah, he just stood there.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even help me, and then Robinson was like, well, he's not a cop. He's not trained.
Right.
He doesn't handle a gun. Like he's just a regular guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like he's not a cop.
Right.
So, Lydia's like, okay, like, well, she needs a cop in her life. Like, or she needs like another type of like that level of,
right.
So.
I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes. Although I'm so hoping this season 6. I think everybody is.
We'll see what a TNT does. So you want to just hop into this news and gossip?
Let's do it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, I think we should talk about Ben Sherman, a.k.a. Ben McKenzie.
Right.
Who did take a TV pilot. And I'm throwing that out there. Ben, throwing you under the bus.
Sean Hannity, too.
He did. As
did Regina King.
They all did. And so, and that's that's just actors saying, okay, hey, if this show doesn't, get picked up, if TNT doesn't pick up this show, we still got to eat, And so,
right.
I mean, you can't really blame them, and so they are taking it as second position. So if Southland does get picked up, then that means that they will still do Southland, right. And then the pilot will go to someone else. So I mean, I'm available, so whatever. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully TNT can pick the show back up, because I would really love to see season 6, and then they get end it with season 6. If they want to end it, they get end it with season 6. Don't end it with 5 seasons. Give us something to
give us 6.
Yeah,
definitely give us 6. I mean, it's what, 10 episodes?
Yeah.
Come on.
So, and we have been doing some tweeting for you guys, trying to get Mr. I'm going to mess up his last name, but Anthony R. I'm calling him Anthony R., who plays Lucero. He's currently shooting Banshee right now. So, we're going to try and get him to a call in, because I know his schedule and everything is very, it doesn't really work out with what our time slot and everything. But we're trying to get him to call in for 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever, so you can talk about these last couple episodes, because we see that Lucero's character is really getting a nice little arc here.
Yeah.
At the end of this season. So. And we're still working with C. Thomas Howell, because he says that he has a busy schedule too. So, again, trying to get a couple guys in here for you for these last couple after shows.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and tweet them. So you guys can
tweet them.
you see our tweets. Your tweets help us and help us help you, as they say, right?
Help us, yeah. I think so, yeah.
It sounds like a charity. Help us for 10 cents a day. Help us help you. So yes, I think is it. Do you have any other news or?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, my only Shaq related news is that Shaq jersey got retired. So that was news. His Lakers jersey got retired.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't follow basketball.
Well,
but
yeah, they retired his Lakers jersey.
Well,
so.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Shaq Diesel. Congrats. There you go.
Maybe we can get Shaq in.
Maybe we can get Shaq
Look
in.
at that. That would be nice.
Right? Yeah. Talking about his 3 lines that he had.
Yeah.
Come on in, big fella.
What was his motivation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you fit in the car?
Exactly.
Crazy stuff. So
yeah.
Who knows? All right. I think it's time for a couple predictions.
Yes.
Okay. So
now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What are your predictions for these last 2? Hopefully, it's not the last 2 episodes of the series.
I know.
But for these last 2 episodes,
let's put positive thoughts, positive energy in the last 2 of this season.
Yes.
I have a few predictions, actually. Okay. Well, first of all, I think that I was going to call him Sean. I think that Sammy is going to find out about Ben.
Okay.
And about what he did, and he's going to go all over. He's going to he's already he's like one screw loose from going completely insane. Yeah. So I think he's gonna find out, and that's gonna push him over. I think that Brooke is gonna pull off some type of fatal attraction on Ben. I'm telling you, I think that. And of course, I'm still gonna hang on and say that Sammy is not the father of Nate.
Interesting. Okay. I don't really have any predictions. I think probably my only prediction is that hopefully Lucero, we find out, what's going on. That's just my prediction, that he tells somebody, that he tells Cooper, and the Cooper may be inclined to tell Lucero that, hey, I may be into men.
Yeah.
So.
But then it's confusing now to me.
It is a little confusing now.
After what happened. I don't know. I'm confused.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
So thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun, and we had a good time. You want to leave comments for this one? Leave comments for this one. Rate this one. And of course, Anik, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JustAnik and on my website, anikdufour.com.
There you go. And you can find me all over the internet at the Nick Perdue. Thank you guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily...